Alright, here we go. Okay, so when I did this in normal mode, it wasn't really that bad, but I guess to be fair, normal mode's not really anything too difficult.
No, not really.
Also, I'm gonna give you money so you can place down Ben round 1.
And there he goes.
The DJ Ben Jammin' skin.
It's my favorite.
I'm more of a Sushi Ben enjoyer myself.
Fair choice, fair choice.
But I think getting pops for this week should be pretty easy just overall. It is kind of a shame that Ace is banned, but oh well.
Like, Super Ceramics provides so many pops, man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I did realize that. So I guess Glaive Lord would be pretty strong come, I guess, like tier 2. I think tier 1's probably going to be the hardest for the ceramic cluster that comes in. But I guess.
It should. Although, then again, wasn't the point is to not use paragons?
I mean, yeah, I guess that is true. So let's see. Temple, I guess, would probably be the best bet. I was going to put my Ben next to yours, but we don't have space for that, so I guess next best spot.
I suppose top half Spectre should be pretty decent too.
Oh yeah, sewer mines.
I just find that Spirit of the Force is actually pretty decent for the ceramics as well when we're not doing the actual boss itself.
That is also very true. So I kind of wonder what farming's going to be like with 2 people.
You're better at farming than I am, so I'm just gonna give you the cash, to be honest.
Alrighty then. Do not mind being player 3.
I fear being player 3 because I cannot farm to save my life.
Basically, what I do is look up YouTube video, copy what they do, profit.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not even bad. I just know that I'm not as good.
Yeah, that is fair. That's fair.
However, I do have the power of emojis.
Emojis, just emotes. I don't think I've actually ever bought an emote. I think like when I look at like my emotes, it's just like all the default ones. Actually, except for like this one. I think this one I got for some reason.
I mean, that's fair. They don't really do anything except for be a little annoying during co-op.
I never really play co-op anyways. Oh yeah, I also got this one, Next Round Scary, because I figured why not.
What, you know, it's next round scary. Makes sense.
Could you just imagine if BTD6 had like a built-in voice chat?
I know no one would play co-op mode because that would be horrible.
That would be awful. If the subreddit is anything like the larger Bloons community, probably best to not have one.
Just imagine some poor child being cursed out by some med player for reading the wrong cross path.
What do you mean? You got the middle cross path Bloon Jitsu. Well, so let me get engineer down because we're kind of dying.
024 bomb shooter. Yeah, you're going missing overnight, kid. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get Bloon Trap now. I think it's probably adequate time to get it.
Sure enough.
Alright. Now if we could just throw the trap in the right place, there we go. Alright, so Opolis is next. Also, I need to retarget this. Oh, lead to gold, smart.
Yeah, although I'm a little late to the pungency.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
Man, that hero XP being split really does. I can kind of feel it. Ben only being level 5 at this point. Definitely can feel the slow hero leveling.
Trojan.
I mean, that level 7 would be really handy.
That it would.
So let me slow this down. At the end of this round, I think I will sell for the op. Okay, I didn't mean to sell that, but whatever.
I'm probably not even going to get rubber to gold at this rate either. This is sad.
Alright, we got the op. And we got 5 rounds left. I think we're fine.
Now, the question is, what do you want to defend tier 1 with?
I mean, I was thinking maybe Elite Defender, but I feel like we might be a little bit too poor for that. So I think the next best thing would be Sticky Bomb. Sticky Bomb's a bit slow, but we'd have more money for the ceramic insides.
Alright, I'm already on it.
Also, I just realized there's no sub for this week, so we can't use Reactor and Energizer for ceramic cleanup.
Sure, that's pretty rough.
Okay, so like in my normal run, I actually did use Big One, but I feel like with co-op delay, I feel like Big One's probably not too useful here.
Oh, yeah, the Mortar's pretty rough in MP.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to decide something. I mean, I guess bomb. I could spam bombs. I feel like bomb would be too bad, even though bomb doesn't pop black balloons anymore. I think should be fine.
Balloon impact with a recursive would probably be okay.
Yeah, I think I'll get like 2 recursives and then just like impact. Let me outbuff these 2. And if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. Also, I think I can maybe start saving up for Sticky Bomb if I can. Not Sticky Bomb, Elite Defender.
I do have a Sticky Bomb up, although, are we getting these ceramics? Oh yeah, okay, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, Elite Defender has been afforded, thankfully. And are they good? Oh, wow. Okay, we are actually not doing too hot. Hold on. Can I get Drew to the jungle real quick? Surprisingly, 2 recursives and a balloon impact just somehow is not enough. Let me get jungle drums on the Opolis. I'm guessing it's probably from not being able to pop black balloons, if I had to guess.
If I had to guess, probably.
I think we're doing fine, so I think I'll start farming again. I got like 1 more skull to go through anyway, so should be fine. Perfect. Let me just sell you. You, and you. We're at 40,000 at the end of this, at the end of tier 1. Pretty nice, pretty nice.
Now let's see how we handle ceramics with this setup here, because they are going places.
Oh yeah, we don't handle... Oh, okay. Good thing I have Druid here. I think I might just unironically get Jungle's Bounty just to help out with cerams.
That would be a pretty good choice, to be fair. 2 vines at once.
Also, I just realized I went for wrong crossbow, whatchamacallit.
I wonder if you could sell after a couple rounds for a tier 5 bottom path.
Oh, for AOW? Avatar Wrath?
Oh no, for Banana Central. I mean, frick, what's it called? Monkey
Oh,
Wall
Monkey
Street.
Wall
Yeah.
Street? I mean, it's usually
Yeah.
better to go for Banana Central before you go for Wall Street.
That's fair. I mean, I might be just be thinking of Battles 2 strats at this point.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of a balance to strap. I don't know if, I mean, usually I'm able to get Banana Central just like kind of in the middle of these rounds, but I don't really know if I'm going to be able to. Since,
We shall see.
yeah. I like to get up like a couple, central markets before I go for Wall Street so I can just sell into them. Also, I forgot, our thing can't see, our druid can't see camo, so we're dying to camo cerams. I think we're like
Alright.
barely fine. Druid is coming in clutch, wow.
Dude, that was so close.
Okay, let me just get more of these, because cerams are... Okay. I think...
Either that or glue or ice would also probably be decent.
Oh yeah, snowstorm's not bad. Yeah, I think the safe play here is I think I'm gonna get Banana Central like after tier 3, or after tier 2 bloonarius. I feel it's a bit too risky to go for it right now.
Fair enough.
Also, I'd just like to say that Druid has by far the best pet in the game. NGK really outdid themselves with that one.
I would have to agree. Capybaras are top tier animals.
Exactly. I'm gonna start saving up for MAD. Let me just sell a couple of these. So I'm able to afford them out without selling a whole bunch, which is great. For
Alright.
ceramic insides, I think I'm just going to sell my free Dart Monkey, surprisingly, and just get Glaive Lord in the middle somewhere. Oh yeah, I forgot this.
BFBs.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is BFB. So I guess maybe Spear of the Force would be better. I mean, I've completely forgot there's BFBs this tier, not Ceram. So let me actually get Spear of the Forest. Hopefully, Spear of the Forest has enough time to build up vines.
I would hope so. I'm gonna get a blue impact here just in case.
It's kind of surprising that the Cerams are mega beefy, but I feel like still, I guess it's an interesting mod. It's different, but I feel like it's a bit easy of a modifier, to be honest.
Fair enough. Maybe we should have waited for a different challenge for this particular vid. Who knows?
Probably. Hopefully next update Ninja Kiwi decides to add in like, you know, like modifier sliders for the boss events, because it would be fun to like, you know, see like how far you could push Bloonarius. Like when I did that Bloonarius with like 3 times health video, I was like, you know, it'd be fun to see if you could do like 3 times or like even like 4 times HP with to see like if you can beat it. I think that'd be pretty fun.
I would be inclined to agree with that. I mean, because, I mean, my logic is here, you know, people love doing, like, max buff towers, maximizing paragons, so a challenge to really push that, like you said, you know, be pretty fun experience.
Yeah, it would be really fun.
We shall see if NK has this.
Exactly, Ninja Kiwi teased me with, you know, showing me what it's like to fight Bloonarius with 3 times health, and I'm just like, I want more. Give me 4 times. I want 5 times. So, alright, so selling MAD, able to get this. Should be able to accelerate massively in farms now.
I mean, I'm sure even like a 10 times would be possible on a map like Logs or Cubism.
10 times would be brutal. We absolutely wait, wouldn't it?
True.
Because I feel like you would have to afford Mad by tier 1 or else you wouldn't be able to win at all.
Probably, which, I mean, it's possible. It's just a very difficult save up.
Yeah. Although I guess the Ninja Q would have to give a lot of extra starting cash if they did have a week like that, so you could probably even afford more than Mad for tier 1 if they had like 10 times. Although I guess with the 10 times week, I feel like the hardest wouldn't even be tier 1 because you get Mad, but like by tier 5, that HP amount would be nuts.
True, because wouldn't that be like, I don't know, 300 million health?
I can't remember how much HP Leap Bloonarius has like normally. Even though I do play the boss a lot, I don't really remember how much health they have, but that would be definitely a lot. Although I feel like maybe, I guess it could be possible if they added in more stronger Paragons. Because I feel like even Ace right now wouldn't be enough.
More than likely not. You need every Paragon plus maybe even a Vengeful.
That is true. Also, I completely forgot that Ultra Boost is a tower that exists, so I should probably buy that.
Probably.
Now, tier 3 is going to be interesting. We kind of have to go for Temple if no Paragons, now that I think about it.
True.
So I'm going to stop farming now. Hopefully I didn't actually overspend on farms. That'd suck.
Middle and top tier, I mean, yeah, middle and top tier spike factories would be pretty good too.
Yeah. Do you want to build the temple? Because I don't really have a lot of space on my side for farms.
Sure, I'll go for it.
Alright, let me just do a little bit of that.
Wow. Alright. Oh, do I get for top or middle path alchemist for the sacrifice?
I think like middle path with a little extra money in support, but not in support and magic can work. So let me upgrade this to Summon Phoenix and then see if that is 50k. And just to be safe, I'm actually gonna add a TT4, and well, we got 2 rounds left, and I'm like, we got 70k more to get Temple up. No Energizer kind of sucks because we can't really utilize that with Homeland. I'm gonna start ultra boosting your Sun Avatar. Alright, cool. And I just don't think a base temple is actually going to be enough here, so let me start working on Homelands, get that in range, potentially get a discount or something. That DPS is looking very slow.
I'm kind of surprised actually. That is a pretty slow Spectre. I mean, Sun Temple.
Oh, okay, let me see if I can start working on super mines. It's so expensive, 100k. We don't have 100k to spare.
Not exactly.
I think it might just barely work, but I feel like the time limit might be a bit of a problem. I don't know if we're gonna be able to beat this before the rounds, before the 20 rounds is up.
Oh yeah, and it is spitting out a BAD as well, which is problematic.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Das Übermensch? What was that from, Nietzsche?
That's just a reference to the German concept of a Superman, as silly as it might be.
No, I do remember that. Like, cause I remember there was like some German philosopher that would talk about the Übermensch. I just can't remember who. So let me
Controversial ideologies are funny like that.
Yeah, you know, it's very, very interesting. Everything is so expensive. Oh boy, we're poor. I think the best bet we have right now is kind of send avatar spam. So let me see if I can start selling a little bit to get some.
It's like that Battles 2 strategy, OMG.
It is like just like the Battles 2 strategy.
I can't believe I just said OMG in the year 2023.
OMG. LOL.
I mean 2024.
Hashtag lit, fam. Is that what the kids say these days?
Of course. My screen is lagging.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of lag on my screen too. I gave you some money for Savatars.
It's definitely working out.
Yeah, it is working. Albeit slow. But yeah, Temple is not really as good as I remember. Wow, Paragons really do outclass it. But like a lot. Let me get Glue Strike on the field. Or Glue Storm.
I did a Super Brit just to see if that helps.
That probably will. +5 on Sun Avatars. And probably do well. Okay, so I think we're potentially fine here, so I'm actually going to keep farming just so that way we actually have enough, because I feel like we definitely need VTSG by tier 4, since Temple is just this bad.
100%.
Alright, I'm going to give you some money too. How am I out of space? Come on now. Perfect. We have 12 rounds to afford over $1 million worth of defense. I'm not feeling very hopeful.
I'm sure this will go very well.
Oh yeah, the temple can't see camo. Hold on, I have no space for the thing.
I got it. That was so scary for a second. Just
I was like, oh wait, temple doesn't have camo. Forget about that.
You're telling me that God himself cannot see camouflage?
Very, very suspicious. I'm like out of space for farms, surprisingly. I have like nothing else I could get except for like trade empires, but that's like so inefficient. Okay, so like if I put down the other tier 5 super monkeys, will it get sacrificed into your... Like, will it count that towards your bench pool?
Yes, they will.
Okay. So I'm gonna start working on those, although Legend Knights can take a while to get up.
I'm just spamming down farms right now.
And that's the safest thing to do. Well, I guess it is surprising seeing just like how much Paragons can really help out for kind of early tiers, since you don't have to spend as much money for worse performance. I mean, what I could do actually is I could actually get more farms on the field by selling my Opolis and then getting it back.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, so let me just do that real quick. And there's only like 3 rounds before whatchamacallit spawns in. I think it's fine.
How much of selling do you need to get a tier 5 again?
It's 50k.
Okay, so then I'm good on magic. Well, I'm good on primary, not on magic.
Alright.
Okay, now I'm good on magic.
Alright, I still don't have Lot's N up.
Are you seeing how big the radius of that sun temple is, by the way?
Yeah, it's massive.
Like, this thing would probably sacrifice everything.
It definitely is gonna hurt with the farm set being sacrificed, but oh well. Alright, Legend Knight has been afforded, so whenever you're good... Oh, you are kind of far from BTSG now they look.
I have 500k right now.
Alright, perfect.
And for as long as you keep like a tier 5 farm in the radius, actually no, sell like Central Market and we should have enough for support then.
Do you want me to sell Banana Central?
Yes, because Banana Central shouldn't be sacrificed. Okay, so now I can do it.
Alright. Hopefully this works, and we don't actually end up dying to insides if the game could hurry up a little bit. Alright, now we just kind of gotta invest in support, so I got Homeland up. And then now I think I'm gonna start spamming Sun Avatars.
Nice stuff. And I am getting my farms back, but, you know, it's gonna take a second.
Yeah. And for tier 5, it's really just gonna be tier 5 spam. Now that I kind of think about it, it's like Sun Avatars, Super Mines, yeah.
Pretty much just all of the good tier 5s. Mad, even.
Definitely reminds me of when bosses first came out. You're just spamming down towers.
I'm gonna assume then, like after, like the round before tier 5, we'll just pause the game and just strategically place things down.
Yeah, that'd probably be helpful. So let me get some tech bots for Homeland so we don't have to manually use it.
You know, for being a vengeful true sun god, this is not very effective, honestly.
No, it is not. VTSG has really fallen off. It's kind of surprising, you know. You know, kind of in the early days of boss balloons, you know, you didn't really go for VTSG too often, just... Actually, you went for VTSG every time just because, like, you know, Dart and Boomer just weren't really that strong to be able to beat tier 5, but now it's like, you don't never see VTSG for boss events.
Yeah, it's just not as good as it used to be. Also, wow, this is so laggy. I'm genuinely, like, in awe right now.
Yeah, it's not... co-op plus, you know, just the general lagginess of late game not really doing BTD6 any favors.
Mind you, I am using a laptop, but still.
I guess that'd be fair. I mean, we're gonna beat this, but it's just so slow. It's like shocking, just like how slow VTSG is.
It's funky because outside of boss events, VTSG is overpowered, but I guess bosses are just its limit.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense because Paragons do gain extra boss damage, while VTSG does not.
True, the only other tower in the game that gets that, I'm pretty sure, is Middle Path Mortar for some reason.
Yeah, popping off. That was actually a buff from Battles 2, believe it or not. Like a long time ago, they made it so that way Poppinaw does extra damage to bads. It still has that buff, but they ported it over to BTD6 to help out with single target damage.
That's interesting to know, actually. Alright, fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts of Person A7. Did you know that Poppinaw's extra boss damage comes from Battles 2? Boy, this game is chugging along at like 10 FPS right now.
I can't even put down my farmer, dude.
God, tier 5 is gonna suck so much. It's gonna be even worse than this, is the crazy part.
I genuinely fear that my computer might actually like crash.
Well, if I see you disconnect randomly, I guess I'll know what happened.
Actually, I'll make it worse.
I'll make it worse. It's like the opposite of I can fix her. I can make her worse.
Exactly. I used the emote that didn't even show up because it's so like particle infested already.
I'm actually gonna turn down projectiles so it's that way I can just kind of see what's going on. There we go. Now we got 10 rounds to
Finally
board
over.
everything. I didn't even get sewer mines down, surprising. Okay, so I think this is gonna have to kind of be our final defense aside from like a few options.
Avatar of Wrath comes to mind.
Yeah. I'm gonna get tax zone down, so I'm actually gonna ultra boost it, see if I can get as many stacks as I can. I think we're gonna have to get AOW on your side because I don't have space for it.
I got him. Honestly, I've never understood why you can't do a, like, why druids don't buff themselves in BTD6, but they do in battles too.
Oh, really? They do? I didn't even know that.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like why alchemists can't buff. They can't buff them each other. They know what the buff does. How horrible it is.
Technically speaking, you could get a second Avatar of Wrath, but I just don't really know, like, where you would put it.
Actually, I was thinking about that. I actually sold one of my sewer monkeys because I figured that Avatar Wrath probably does more damage than one sewer monkey, but I don't know.
More than likely.
And Super Monkey's hitbox is so massive, it's like difficult to place down stuff. Had to sell one more for super mines.
I'm thinking of doing a support temple, but I don't know where.
There you are. I mean, support temple, I guess you could sell a couple of farms. We only got like 2 rounds left. Alright, so we got 1 rounds left before the thing comes in. Let's see, what do I even get here? I guess the solution really just is more sun avatars. Actually, I think I am gonna get my own support temple and put like one in the corner.
Oh fuck! I did not mean to sacrifice, like literally, like everything here. Oh wow.
Oh really? On my screen, nothing. Everything's fine.
No, I mean like I accidentally sold my Ultra Boost and my Banana Central with that. That was horrible.
That's a rip. Let me just sell this. Get that. Not really huge range for the temple, surprisingly. Let me get Harbor down. You can afford nothing.
I guess I'll get another tag zone over here, and also I'll put another Brit over here too.
Yeah, that'd probably do good. I guess I kind of put my temple just a bit too far down the corner because like it has like almost no range. It only has like 2 sun avatars like within its range.
Also, do not forget you can freeze the water to put stuff on if that ever is something you want to do.
I have no money for that. I am broke. I spent everything on the sun temple. Thank you, kind sir. And I think I will do some of that.
Archmage is kind of a stretch, but I don't really know like what else would be, because without
Spike
Ace, I was
Storms.
naked.
Yeah, Spike Storm.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, Spike Storm spam does pretty good. Also, yeah, not having Ace here kind of sucks.
Because Ace is just kind of like one of my go-to late game towers.
Mm.
Alright,
Yeah, I think that's about everything I can put down. Now I think about it. Or at least I can afford anyways.
also putting down a bomb blitz just in case.
Just in case. I mean, I feel like Bomb Blitz's ability might not even save us, because it only does like 700 so damage.
True, but it's just more so if a ceramic leaks.
I guess that is true.
I guess this is all we can get then.
Yep, that really is. I'll put my Avatar Wrath on strong. I'll just kind of leave the rest of the supers on first, and then I guess we'll just have to play around. Also, I'm going to be ultra boosting your VTSG, so feel free to ultra boost something else.
Alright. Let's see this.
Dude, it's so laggy that I'm like actually struggling to ultra boost your tower.
I can't even see anything, dude.
You can turn down the projectile visibility. But I mean, it's not like you're missing out on much, because we're kind of taking down the boss at like 100 HP like a second. I think we're gonna beat it. It's just gonna be very slow on our end.
Oh well, I actually never knew you could do this. I can actually see the screen
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's a new feature in the accessibility tab. I don't remember like when they added it, but it's like kind of a lifesaver. Like you like just being able to see the screen now is nuts. But man, this is slow.
I think we might win, but it's gonna be such a grind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, my game's chugging along at like 10 frames per second right now.
Not gonna lie, if we even make this into a vid, I don't even know how I would display this.
Media. Everything's just going to like fast forward 10 times. Like, I don't know, maybe audio would be normal, but then like the game's just sped up like 10x. I feel like that's the only way they can do this.
Like I must feel like this would have to be like a post commentary, weirdly enough.
I don't know.
Unless if we were to just include like all this talking bits too, like while like you said, while it just sped up.
Oh, say something interesting. What is something interesting you learned?
Something interesting I've learned is the Vengeful True Sun God doesn't actually scale that well with Paragons, which I kind of thought it would be. I thought that they wouldn't be able to really top a Vengeful True Sun God when they make a Super Monkey Paragon eventually. But this proves to me that you can in fact go beyond the Vengeful True Sun God, because it has many buffs right now, but it is still kind of slacking compared to, say, a Boomerang Paragon or a Ninja Paragon, a Wizard Paragon. And I'm actually now quite interested to see how they're ever going to top themselves with the Super Monkey Paragon, or even the upcoming Submarine Paragon, because the Submarine Paragon is the next Paragon. And we have yet to see what it even looks like, much less what it can actually do.
Yes, I would also like to add, it's really just kind of due to extra boss damage. You know, especially because it's interesting because Paragons, like, they gain extra boss damage depending on if you're fighting a normal boss or an elite boss. So it's like there's kind of two separate, like they have their damage, they have boss damage for normal and then boss damage for elite. And Paragons, like, they do, of course, do more boss damage for elite. And so it's kind of the reason why the only, like, way that, like, BTSG actually beats Paragons is just kind of like late game free play. That's kind of niche. Really just kind of that, and I guess there are certain Paragons like, you know, Boat with being able to, you know, one-shot bads, and then Ninja with its like global slowdown, to where it's like there's still sort of worth going for depending on the Paragon. And I can imagine that I feel like a Super Monkey Paragon would be absolutely broken, which is how strong it would be. Because I mean, Ace is already incredibly strong, and like on certain maps it can actually be Elite Bloonarius kind of on its own. And so I can only imagine that like a Super Monkey Paragon would basically turn into a win button. I mean, Ace kind of already is like a pseudo win button.
Although this does also make me wonder as well, right? What, do you think they'll ever add boss damage to the Vengeful True Sun God?
I mean, I can imagine maybe, probably not, to be honest, just because I feel like Ninja Kiwi probably wants people to use the new Paragons when they come out instead of, you know, falling back on VTSG as their kind of their strategy. I mean, I can sort of see why, even though like going for like VTSG and Temple strategies, like not going for Paragons right now is significantly harder than like, you know, using Paragons. So I mean, I'm leaning towards no, but I could always see Ninja Kiwi maybe, you know, giving VTSG more boss damage. Like, you know, maybe if they have a week where every single Paragon's banned and like, you know, your only option is like, you know, VTSG and temples and whatnot. I do feel like, you know, VTSG does need that extra boss damage for that week. Just because like looking at the DPS now, even though it's like ticking by so slow, it's just, you know, it's still going to take a long time to actually be able to deal damage.
Actually, that would increase the boss damage of certain towers during a specific week. That's kind of an out there idea that they would probably never do, but it's just a possibility that I think would at least be interesting to watch happen if it were to.
Yeah, it's like something I always say is that, like, you know, while bosses I think can be fun depending on the week's restrictions, ultimately, I feel like they're just a bit too stale and repetitive just because bosses have so much HP that, like, you know, even like, you know, towers that still deal decent mob damage, like, you know, mob domination or something like Archmage, never get used just because they're just too slow and cost too much to make usable for bosses. So like an idea that I kind of had was like, you know, maybe reducing boss HP by like a little bit, maybe like down to like maybe 75% HP, but, you know, banning all the kind of like, you know, meta towers, like, you know, no temples, no paragons, whatnot. And so you just have like, you know, they would force players to kind of, you know, go outside and experiment with, you know, a lot of towers, because it's like, I find it kind of sad that, like, you know, bosses can be fun depending on the week, but I just feel like the meta for bosses is just a bit too restrictive in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand that. Actually, your Moab Dom vid was kind of an eye opener to me because I never knew that Moab Dom was actually so good at, well, doing boss damage.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's
tier 1.
There's like tons of towers out there, like Sentry Champion's another tower that does pretty good boss damage, but like you would never see that just because, you know, it's just bad compared to like, you know, something like MAD or just like Temple or Sun Avatar spam. And so there's just, I would like to see like, you know, a more diverse meta when it comes to bosses, but just because of just how much HP bosses have, there's only like a handful of towers that are able to burst through that HP there.
I suppose it could become like races where they have several weeks where all the meta towers are just banned, and you have to find a way around that.
Yeah, I guess that would also be
like Energizer, bottom path bomb, top path boomerang monkey.
Yeah, I have seen like weeks where they have races like that, and I kind of wonder like why there hasn't been a boss week like that. As I think a boss week where it's like, you know, majority of where it's like all meta towers are banned and you have to develop a new strategy, I think that'd be a pretty fun week, as it would force players to think outside the box instead of like, you know, defaulting to a bunch of meta towers. Because like even with this week with them banning Ace, sure, like, you know, Ace is a really strong paragon in like a win condition, but you still have like, what is it, like 4 others that you can fall back on. So banning Ace this week was just kind of a slight annoyance, like, oh no, I can't use Ace, but like I still have 5 other options here, so it's kind of like, well, whatever.
True, it didn't really change much, realistically speaking. Although banning sub actually kind of messes with me a bit, not gonna lie, because I do like to do the first strike strat, where you just kind of first strike the tier 1 and even sometimes tier 2 boss, but not this week.
Yeah. I can imagine that them banning sub was kind of a retaliation to like, it's more so affecting ranked bosses than it like is like, you know, kind of like normal non-ranked bosses. Since, you know, I guess most casual players who are doing bosses, they probably aren't using the first strike strategy to be able to beat down bosses. Although I guess not having access to Energizer for, you know, the ceramic cleanup as well as to reduce cooldowns does kind of mess with me.
Fair enough. Oh man, you know, we are gonna do this, but like, how long have we been here now?
I've actually my recording says 49 minutes. I don't know like when we started, but yeah, we're gonna beat this. It's just so ungodly slow.
I just hope that NK knows that it would just be nice to see more diversity in boss events, but I think they already know that, you know, Ninja good company, to be fair. They actually communicate with their player base.
Like, yeah, it kind of is like kind of a shock with like, you know, kind of reading the B2D6 subreddit and seeing like, you know, the devs and mods are people who actually work for Ninja Q. Like, you know, not every mod there, but it is like kind of a shock, you know, seeing it's like, you know, with other like, you know, AAA games, like if you go, I don't know, God of War, Call of Duty, other things, like, you know, it's the community is made by like, you know, just the community, like, you know, the developers, they aren't too interested in doing that. I think like the last time I saw like a developer for that was like actually took part in their community was like a really long time ago with EA, like for Star Wars Battlefront, and they garnered like the most downvoted comment on Reddit that was like justifying like, you know, their scummy practices of like loot boxes and whatnot. So I mean, I can imagine companies probably don't want to do that, especially like bigger companies after that whole situation. But yeah, it is kind of a shock, you know, seeing Ninja Kiwi actually like, you know, be involved within their community and actually like, you know, listening to community feedback.
I mean, I will say I am pretty proud of NK for being the good guy. Although I don't know necessarily though how far they're willing to take difficulty with BT6, because let's be completely fair, most people who play this game are pretty young.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I can suppose that they would probably not be like, you know, they're probably not going to do the aforementioned like times 10 health insane difficulty boss idea, but
it's like, yeah, I don't expect Ninja Kiwi to do that. It's more so it's just like, I feel like as the player, you know, I kind of want to do that. Like, you know, give me the tools to be able to do that. You know, this is kind of thing. Like, I can understand.
Nice if, like,
they don't want to make an official week with like, you know, 5 times, 6 times HP. And I don't think there should be, just because that would be just brutal. That'd be awful for like, for new players. Like, imagine it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my first boss event, right? And then you don't realize that this boss is 6 times HP. And so you go in and it's just like, why is this so difficult? And so like, I can understand like, you know, why they don't make bosses like too overly difficult. Although like occasionally they do throw in some like outliers, like, you know, Vortex on Dark Castle. That was pretty fun. Probably my favorite week for bosses so far. 3 times HP bloonarius. That was pretty fun too. So I can see why, but it's just like, I just kind of want the tools to be able to do that if I want to. Also, I'd just like to point out, only 7 rounds have passed. Only 7 whole rounds.
oh, I just realized I forgot I was on Push to Talk. Oh my gosh. But I was just saying, I did get a Ray of Doom, a Century Champion, and a Moab Dom, so whoops. I think that added to the lag a little bit.
I feel like at this point, like anything you add probably can't make it too much worse at this point.
Fair enough. I mean, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. It kind of reminds me of like when I did my round 400 kind of late game video, that one. I kind of underestimated just like how much lag plays a part with slowing down the game, because that video, the unedited run, was 9 hours, which to get to rounds 1 to 400, and like it took 6 of those hours was just going from like rounds 300 to 400, when it only took like an hour to get to like rounds 1 to 100, which just goes to show just like how much just lag just absolutely just slows down the game.
Okay, we're on the final skull though. We're in the end game.
Yeah, we are in the end game, almost there.
Oh, you know, why is there just a level 1 sentry here? What's he doing? Who permitted the base engineer to be here?
The base engineer.
Yeah, because there's just a level 1 turret here.
Don't mind me gonna put down a base NG just cuz.
Yeah, it's just your mascot.
Exactly. I'm waiting patiently for the day Ninja Kiwi gives me an engineer plushie. Please, Ninja Kiwi, if you're watching this, just release the engineer plushie. I beg of you.
you know, this is when you reach out to Makeshift because, you know, you're a very large YouTuber and they'll make you a plushie.
Exactly. Me with my 1,900 subscribers, we're gonna demand them to make an engineer plushie.
Exactly. They're gonna have it shipped right to you, and all of your subscribers are gonna. Oh my goodness! I need this now.
Exactly. It's gonna be overnight shipping too. That's how tough we're gonna be on them to get me that engineer plushie. We only got 1,000,000 HP left. We're so close.
So close to actually being able to see the game in real speed.
I know, right?
Instead of just watching the slideshow.
I do kind of wonder, it's like, if there was like a faster fast forward option, would lag be like more or less?
I feel like in this case it'd probably be more.
Alright, there he goes. We popped him finally. It took 10 rounds and it felt like an hour.
I mean, this recording is almost an hour, to be fair.
Yeah, that kind of just looked down. Yeah, it's almost an hour. Editing, that's gonna be fun.
74 million HP. I mean, damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess a sort of interesting week. I mean, the increased ceramic health didn't really do much for late game. It's really just like tier 1 to where the increased ceramic health would actually like be a challenge.
Oh my. Okay. Sorry, I was like lagging here, but as you were saying.
I was like, yeah, it's like the increased ceramic health didn't really do too much. It's mainly was just like, you know, the it's really only difficult for tier 1, but like for the rest of tiers, you know, increased ceramic health didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, when I played this the first time, I definitely had issues with ceramics just leaking, but once I, you know, just realized, you know, middle path ice, easy.
Yeah, a balloon solver is also a pretty good option too.
True, or even just a balloon impact, which is what I personally used like the first time.
Yeah. Alright everyone, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to both of our channels. I'll leave Taiga link down in the description in the pinned comment. Thanks for joining me to do a co-op boss. It's pretty fun.
But of course, had a good time.
I did too. I'll see you sometime later.